Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, and once again we're shooting this video at the Riverwood Drive Reserve on the Gold Coast. So I'm 5 weeks into my fat loss journey. If you have watched my last week's fat loss video, you will know that in week 4 I've sort of experienced my first fat loss plateau during my fat loss journey. So what has happened in week 5? Is it going to be another plateau for me to bust? Well, without further ado, let me just first put a table there for you guys to reference in relation to what I've done in week 5. And let us start from a last Saturday's morning weigh-in result. So the last Saturday's morning weigh-in was 85.4 kilos. This is going to be the reference weight I'm going to measure against this Saturday's morning weigh-in result. So as you can see, on last Sunday, I did another morning weigh-in, and this time the weight was 85.1 kilos, which is another 0.3 kilo weight drop compared to Saturday morning. This is sort of expected because on Saturday morning, well, not on Saturday morning, but on Saturday, last Saturday, I did 2 hours of cardio. So maybe the Sunday morning result was a good sign to show that in this week, week 5, my fat loss was going to be a smooth sailing. Let's call it a smooth sailing compared to week 4's very, very challenging sailing. And so as you can see in the table, I did 2 sessions of cardio on Sunday, but the second session that I did at night was only about 40 minutes long, so it's not an hour exactly. So that shows that it's very difficult to keep pushing high volume cardio like week after week after week. We're 5 weeks into fat loss. It's really difficult for me to keep doing 8 hours and 8 hours and 8 hours for weekly cardio just week after week. So that's what happened on Sunday. Let's fast forward to a Monday. As you can see, a Monday morning, I didn't wake up early, so I didn't do my morning weigh-in result. But I did weight training at night. And generally, I will avoid training in the gym on Monday night because it is going to be, as you guys know, it is going to be the busiest day of the whole week in the gym. So that's why I generally avoid training in the gym on Monday night. But I did it this Monday, and I pushed really hard on my back training, and I did a lot of the single hand T-bar rows in this session. And I'm actually going to make another video in future to tell you guys why it is important to include some unilateral rows in your training program, because unilateral rows, in my eyes, are the key to target your lower lats. Let's fast forward to a Tuesday. A Tuesday morning when I woke up, instantly I felt that I was extremely tired, and during the whole day I was really feeling not very energetic. This is probably the price to pay when you push the intensity in the gym, particularly in a caloric deficit environment. So this trying to keep your training intensity really high is probably not a very good idea. Probably during your fat loss phase. That's just my feeling. And another thing happened on Tuesday was I can just feel that some of my muscles, they were really sore. So the recovery is definitely compromised. That's probably another thing that comes with a caloric deficit. So yeah, that's what happened during Tuesday, just during the day. But I still made sure that I did another session of cardio at night. And let's fast forward to a Wednesday. Wednesday morning, as you can see, I did my morning weigh-in, and this time the weight rebounded again to 85.6 kilos, which means that I was heavier than last Saturday, despite I have done 4 hours of cardio. And honestly, at this point, I'm really not surprised about this kind of a weight rebound, because if you ever watched my previous videos, I've experienced quite a few rounds of weight rebound. And when I say weight rebound, it's actually not just rebound for one day, but sort of rebound and stagnated for quite a few days. So yes, this kind of similar feelings I already experienced quite a few times. So at this point, I'm really not so surprised about the weight rebound again. So it could really very well be that the body was really just recompositioning again due to this Monday's very intensive weight training. So that's why I wasn't surprised at all at this point. But there was still a degree of soreness in some of my body parts. So which again proves that your recovery can be really sluggish. Your recovery can be really sluggish without sufficient caloric surplus. That's why I keep telling you guys that bulking is definitely beneficial for you to grow muscle. The more advanced you are, the more important the caloric surplus is going to be to you. That's definitely my first-hand experience. So that's what happened on Wednesday, and let's fast forward to a Thursday. And yeah, as you can see, on Thursday my weight dropped to 85 kilos. So in total, that means that I've experienced to accumulate a 0.1 kilo weight drop after I have done 6 hours of cardio compared to my Sunday morning weigh-in result. So at this point on Thursday, I was even more convinced that the body must be undergoing some recomposition. And what I want to say here is that yes, at this point, I was convinced that the body can recomposition even in a caloric deficit, even if you are in advance. If you asked me this question some time ago, can you body recomposition as an advance? I'm probably going to tell you not very likely, but at this point, I'm definitely convinced that even if you're in advance, you can still do a degree of body recompositioning. But that does not mean that I would support you intentionally. Please pay attention to these two words, intentionally or actively. I don't support you intentionally or actively body recomposition. Sorry, there's a fly here. I don't support you intentionally body recomposition all the way to super jacked. I don't think that's a valid strategy for most of you guys out there. You still have to do the bulking first and then cut. But one thing I've changed my mind is that I really think that body recompositioning can definitely happen, but that can be only treated as like a byproduct during your fat loss phase. That's probably the best way to treat it. So if you're an advanced hypertrophy trainee and you go on a fat loss phase, and I'm fairly sure that at some point your body can undergo some kind of a body recompositioning during your fat loss phase. So that's what happened on Thursday. And another thing that I felt on Thursday was that my legs were really feeling fatigued all this week, not just on Thursday, but every day for the whole week. So yeah, that's probably another price to pay. That if you want to keep your cardio volume quite high, so your legs are going to be taxed all the time, and which is the reason that I didn't do any cardio training on Thursday night. So I did some grocery shopping. That's probably some light cardio, just some walking, so to speak. But there was no dedicated training of cardio on Thursday. And let's fast forward to Friday. A Friday morning, I did another morning weigh-in, and this time there was only like 0.1 kilos. Not a big weight drop, but one thing happened on Friday morning was my legs were feeling much fresher in the morning when I was doing my cardio. So that's probably the result of a break from last night. No cardio training, only just some light walking there. So that does tell me that cardio can be a very sharp weapon in your fat loss phase, but it does, sorry about the fly again, but it does come with a toll of a accumulated fatigue. So I just took one night off, and the next morning my legs were feeling much fresher. And as usual, I did another session of weight training on Friday night, and I made sure that I had a big meal after I finished my training. And okay, let's talk about the most interesting part. Friday night, I stayed overnight. I stayed awake the whole night. The reason for that was I was watching some very interesting TV series and I couldn't help myself. And so for the whole night of Friday, uh, I didn't I didn't fall asleep. I was watching series, episodes and episodes and episodes of the same TV series. So this Saturday morning, when I woke up again, well, I can't say I woke up again because I went I went to sleep this Saturday morning at 6 o'clock a.m., 6 a.m., and I woke up again at 9 a.m. So I only had about 3 hours of sleep on Saturday morning. But I did another morning weigh-in on this Saturday, and it turned out to be uh, the result was 84 kilos. So there was a 0.9 kilos drop overnight, despite I didn't have any sleep at all overnight, which is very, very interesting. But what I can tell you is that probably the majority of this 0.9 kilos is going to be water weight loss. I'm fairly convinced because well, you can't lose 0.9 kilos of fat overnight. So most of it uh, was water weight loss. Uh, that's why actually we're recording this video on Sunday, which should be the beginning of week 6. And what I can tell you guys is that actually I did another morning weigh-in today, and this morning's weigh-in result was 84.3 kilos. So there was a 0.3 kilo weight rebound compared to yesterday's morning weigh-in result, which substantiated that what I just told you a minute ago, that yes, Saturday's morning weigh-in result, the 0.9 kilo drop, the majority of it was water weight loss. But still, let's use this morning's weigh-in result as a solid reference, 84.3 kilos. So let me just use that as reference compared to a last Saturday. Is still so the calculation is still going to be zero. Well, not zero. It's going to be 1.1 kilo weight drop. So this time in week 5, I've actually managed to once again beat my last week's weight loss prediction, which is 0.7 kilos. So in week 5, once I've busted week 4's fat loss plateau, this week's fat loss was much more productive. And if you're talking about when you go through a fat loss phase, and when like the time when you're going to see like real transformation begins to happen, I do believe it happens sometime in this week, and probably the best reference point is going to be my face. Honestly, from week 1 to week 4, if you ever look at my face, it's like, yes, it's getting leaner and leaner week after week, but it's still like sort of that just kind of blurry look on my face from week 1 to week 4. But week 5, as I'm talking to you now, I can see probably I can definitely see, well, not here, I guess, but you guys definitely can see in the video that my face looks much more cut compared to previous few weeks. So yes, week 5 is what I reckon that my fat loss, let's just say the transformation has finally begun to kick in. So I do believe that in the next few weeks, as I keep pushing and pushing in my fat loss progress, I'm going to look more and more cut, much more clearly compared to the first few weeks fat loss update. So yes, that's all I want to say about my week 5's a fat loss update to you guys, and hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Please give a like and subscribe to my channel, and let me make a prediction of my week 6 fat loss update. Because I've managed to beat my last week's fat loss prediction again. This week, let me just be bold again about my fat loss prediction. So I predict in week 6, I should be able to lose exactly another kilo again. So let me just put a flag in this video, and let's see in a week's time what's going to happen in week 6. Hopefully, hopefully I can beat this prediction again in week 6. But anyway, that's all I want to say about my week 5's fat loss update. And actually talking talking about what I've experienced in this week. I just something I just want to say to you guys is that yeah, sometimes you probably have to allow a bit of longer time for you guys to see the, let's say, the realization of the things you are sort of expecting at the very beginning. Like when I first started on this fat loss phase, I was expecting that yes, I should be able to see something substantially like a change within a month's time. But obviously, this is week 5, so which is exceeding 1 month time. That just goes to tell you that even if you try really hard, in reality, the things that you expect probably is still going to take longer time, even if you try the hardest. So that's all I want to say. But that's all I want to say in this video. So sometimes it's really important just to be patient, be consistent, put in the hard work, and yes, give it a bit more time. Then yes, you are going to be rewarded in the end. So yes, anyway, that's what I want to say about in this video. And as you guys can see, it's probably going to rain again very quickly. So let's wrap up this video really quickly. So all right, I will see you in another week's time, and hopefully I will be leaner and cleaner again in the next video. Thank you very much for your support, and I will see you next time.